Oh shit, sorry. I didn't realise the mic was off. I didn't realise the mic was muted. I feel so bad. We've been streaming for 5 minutes. Hello, Destroyer Jim Will. No, it's 26. Sorry, I answered your question, but I didn't realise that you couldn't hear. I didn't realise anyone couldn't hear. Based on what Void put, Caledonia. Morocco versus Caledonia. But I thought Caledonia is Scotland. Caledonia was the... Yeah, Caledonia. The name Caledonia is Roman for Scotland. Was the Roman name of Scotland. Caledonia versus Morocco. Caledonia was the... It was the Roman word for Scotland. But I don't think... Morocco haven't played Scotland. I'm confused. I don't know. But I will answer a question I was given, guys. Morocco, chances of winning the next World Cup? I don't think so. I think Morocco was just a surprise package at the last one, because I think Morocco was just a surprise package at the last one. Personally, they're a good team, but I don't think they stack up. I don't think they're going to stack up with the rest of Europe this time. In the under 17s. In the under 17s, yeah. When you said Caledonia, I thought, well, Caledonia is the Roman name of Scotland. That's why they call it North, because Caledonia name rang a bell. Because there's a football team that we call Caledonia. Let me just find that a sec, guys. Yeah, because the trains in the UK, the trains that go to Scotland are called the Caledonian Travel. Yeah. But I think who knows, they can surprise us. Yeah, I think Morocco were the surprise package. But if they turn up and do really well at the next World Cup, it might change. But, Morocco had never really done very well at any of the World Cups before that. It's the same as another country did it one year, did really well. South Korea did it a few years ago. They did it really well, and then they didn't really do well at the next one. It's in France. Oh, cool. With the next World Cup though, guys, I don't like the next World Cup's in America. I don't think America deserved it. We're 12th in the world right now. We're 12th in the world right now. That is good. That's probably their highest position. I think England's third. Or fourth. I think the next World Cup semis, I think the next World Cup semis will be between England, France, Argentina, and Brazil. They're the top four right now, but I just see it being between those four. I think it'll be England, France, Argentina. We are really struggling here. Oh! Who was that? I think that was Dwight McNeil, wasn't it? Was it number seven? No, it was Garner. I think it was Garner, actually. I couldn't tell who scored that. But fucking hell, look, lads, we're level. That's a belter of a goal. I'm here. Hello, the noob. Welcome to the stream. No, it was Dewsbury Hall. I couldn't tell who scored. It was an Englishman who scored, though. I was right about that bit. Sorry for being late. That's all right. I actually won this game in reality, guys. I won this game 3-2, and then the game crashed. I played this game earlier on. We also beat Brazil. But Brazil didn't do very well at the last World Cup. Brazil didn't do very well at the last World Cup. They lost quite a few times in the last World Cup. Brazil haven't been very good. Brazil haven't really had a crop of good players since they last won it. Now that they've got someone like Carlo Ancelotti in charge, I think that it's going to be more interesting. I think, holy, I'm lagging, or it might be... Right. Imagine scoring a late winner at Anfield. Oh, we done it. It was Shrewsbury Hall again. Yeah! Ooh. And it's not as if we haven't had the chances. We've played absolutely awful in this match. We went 1-0 up. Got it down to 2. Went 2-1 down. We clawed it. We equalised. We scored a. We took the lead. Now we need to be a bit more. There we go. Could I go to school? That's alright. Thank you for watching the stream, Destroy Jim Wu. Thank you for just watching the stream. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Let's see if we can get this. This is Forfeit FIFA, guys. So we've actually got to win these matches. If we didn't beat Liverpool, in at least one game. Oh shoot! They could be in. They could be in. And we just... I think we've won. That's a proper old English football game, that is. That's a proper old English game of football. Shrewsbury Hall, 2 goals. Two absolutely crazy goals. Oh no, there was a lot of world class goals here. But then our goal to take the lead. Then there's this goal, which Pickford's just been terrible here. But then our goal here is just mental. It's got. Ooh. Look at the curve on that. Right, post-match interview. We somehow won, which is fantastic. But yeah, talking about the next World Cup. Talking about the next World Cup, guys. Yeah, I think Morocco's an interesting one. I think they did really well in the last one, but I want to now know, was that just they were the surprise package, or was that genuinely... Hello, Infinite Gamer, welcome to the stream. Was that genuinely a fluke? Was it a fluke that they got through? Kind of like Leicester winning the Premier League against all the odds. Time for you to go on the TV again. Cool. Hi, I'm on TV. We've got to play... Right. Role update for Shrewsbury Hall. I wanted him to be a playmaker. But Shrewsbury Hall played really well in that last match. He played really well in that last match. and got us a goal and got us 2 goals. Right, a role update for Asworth. Okay. Right, he's now going to be a wide midfielder. He's got good potential, 67 to 85. But the best one of all is Kelly and Smith. We need to develop Smith really well. Right, we've got another game coming up. I'm more than happy to sim this one. Against Wolves. I would love for us to win the Carabao Cup. So, I'm even going to have a bit of a change. I'm going to take Mikolenko out because we have Branthwaite back. Mikolenko can come on to... There we go. Now we've got 3 centre backs. Let's see how we play in this match. If we start doing shit, we'll jump in. But at the moment, I'm gonna let the game. I'm gonna let the sim happen. I'm gonna let these players simulate themselves and see what happens. Yeah. Hello, Sydney fan. Welcome to the stream. Right. Let's see what happens, eh? I think we should be applying a lot of pressure here because Wolves aren't very good. Well, they might be doing really well in the game, but they aren't in real life. At the moment, 16 lost. They've got 6 at the moment in real life. Yep, 1-0. Barry. Good. We don't have to do a forfeit because we've beaten the Liverpool challenge. We've beat Liverpool at least once because we beat them 3-2 at Anfield. We're going to go this way like this. It'd be nice if we could get a second, which... Good. It'd be nice if we could continue this run of form. And that's good. Hopefully this can be a comfortable win for us. That would be beneficial. Would be beneficial for us if it was a comfortable win. Thank you to the person who's just subscribed. That's really kind of you. We're aiming to hit 8k by my birthday, guys. So now, we'll right. I think we'll go in now. I think we'll go in now and see if we can. So we're 2-0 up. Which is a good. Have fun being on TV. I'm on TV. Get the camera. I'm on telly. And he missed. Good. Now, Pickford puts it upfield. Straight here. Now that we've got him back, I think we could probably switch to a more... Yeah. I think we're going to switch back to a more... I think we'll quickly switch back to 4. We'll switch back to a... Right, so who are we going to take out? Beto hasn't done much. No. I don't want him to be a false 9. Right, there we go. So, I'm just going to quickly go and now switch this team around. And Dye will go into here. I'll bring Mikalenko on. And then we'll probably make a couple of substitutions later. Then we'll probably make a couple of substitutions later on. Guys, make sure to subscribe. Let me reach 8k subscribers. Thank you, Cindy fan. That's really nice of you. Right, so now we're actually saving for the rest of the world. We're actually saving Mikalenko. Just what the hell? Right, okay. There's gonna be some changes at half time. Team management. Right, Garner. No. It won't go to the Garner. You're coming out. Gay's coming in. Tarkowski's looking a bit tired. Where's Michael? Oh, he's not there. But there we go. I didn't expect that to happen, guys. There we go. 3-2. We lead 3-2. I just shot then. I just went for it and shot. That's absolutely amazing. Right. Now I want to see a bit more. Hello, Skatepunk. Welcome to the stream. I'm really good. How are you? Right. I'm sad about the shooting in Australia. Yeah, it is really sad. It's probably more shocking. I sent a story about it on Discord. Oh yes, I saw that. I did remove it, but that's not. We just went 4-2 up. That's good. I did remove it, which I only removed it because it was in the general chat, and it is quite a distressing story, and we got people there that are young. I'm good for the most part, thank you. Yeah, it's quite a. It's a shocking. What happened is shocking, but it's probably more shocking that it's Australia. It's probably more shocking that it's Australia. If this is gonna sound bad, guys. Young. And I apologize. No, it's all right. What happened is shocking, but it's probably more shocking that it is Australia, because that doesn't really happen in Australia. What you said though, actually, what you said about gun bans though is true partially. However, gun bans in Australia and the UK have worked in a way. Gun bans in Australia have worked, and the UK, because it has reduced them, but it just doesn't work everywhere. There's places where it doesn't work, and there's places where it does, which is a really interesting point. The UK and Australia, it has reduced them. My God, this is a great game of football. I can't defend for shit. I'm playing this on a really hard difficulty. Yeah, if it had been America, a gun ban wouldn't work in America, but in Australia and the UK it kind of has. Cause, what was it? Australia have had 6 in 6 years. Which 6 across all of Australia in 6 years, from a population of of 20 odd million, well, nearly 30 million, that is not a bad record. It'd be better if it was 0, but 6 from 28 million. I think 28 million is a lot of people. I think the UK has more. I think the UK has had more than Australia in that time, but the UK's got nearly 40 million more people. Oh my God, it's 4-5. Jesus. I think they work in some places. Gun bans work in some places, but it would never work in America. It would never work in America. But I'd say it's a different type of people, if you get what I mean. It's a different type of people. Like, for example, I saw a video the other day, everybody. I saw a video the other day, and it was people in the UK complaining about the drink driving. Drink driving is a prison sentence, guys. You know, in the UK, like, drink driving is, you go to prison if you drink drive. There was a video the other day of people complaining about drink driving. There was a video that I saw the other day, and it was someone complaining about drink driving. It was from 1967 when drink driving became a criminal sentence. A guy was complaining, saying, "Well, this guy was breathalyzed the day before." This guy was breathalyzed the day before. The day before this sentence came in, this guy was breathalyzed, and they said, "Oh, tomorrow you'd be 3 times over the limit." He said, "Are we going to breathalyze civilians on the streets because people walking on the street could cause an accident?" And I'm like, drink driving nowadays is seen as something so silly that why would you do it? Well, no, but it's Australia isn't. Australia is like the UK. Australia is a land of immigrants. But just because someone's Muslim doesn't mean they're not Australian. Because, every country has religious people. It's 5-5. Every country has all types of religious groups. Because, you even have... In every country, you have... Every country, like race, what am I thinking about? For example, as an example, religion isn't based on, the color of your skin. So you have white Christians, you have black Christians, you have whites, you have white Muslims, you have black Muslims. There is no different. Oh my God, they just scored late. Bro, you didn't see my message? No, I did see a message saying hello, fella. So yeah, no, they were Australian. I think they were Australian. But every country now, because of multiculturalism, every country now has things of all religions. So like, right, we have to do one of our forfeits because we're not going to win the Carabao Cup because I lost 6-5. We're not going to win the Carabao Cup, so this is a It does. It will always break your heart, but you're never going to. It's one thing it's the thing you're never going to stop. Like whether you ban guns or you don't ban guns, you're always going to have someone that wants to go out and kill people. But if you ban guns, it means they've got it illegally. It means they've got it illegally. And there isn't. If you do ban guns, like what they did in the UK, there's people. Yeah, there's people in the UK that do actually want to go out and cause as much harm as possible, and a ban makes sure that they can't get their hands on one. But on the other hand, having them illegally is also an issue. Like, it's one of those, you'll never fix it. It's a thing that you'll never fix. Like COVID. How do we stop them? Well, it's one of those. It's not about turning bad. It's the half the time. Like, if you steal something, what makes someone go out and steal something? It's like, what makes someone go out and steal something? Most people steal from desperation. Most people steal from desperation. Like, for example, I watched a documentary recently, and there was a woman, she stole because she'd lost her job and she couldn't find a new one. She stole food to feed her baby. But that's reasonable. That's reasonable stealing. She did it for a reason. But then you've got people that steal because they want to steal. Every bad person was good. They knew they turned. We only knew they turned because they did something bad. Yeah. But some people generally believe what they're doing is right. Killers, in my opinion. No. Like, there's certain crimes that I don't think you should go to prison for. Like, if you say, like, petty theft, like, you shouldn't go to prison for petty theft. I think like, people want, like, people sometimes in the UK now go to prison for things they say online. But you've got to determine what was actually said, because there are some things people say online and don't realise what they're saying is bad. It's an interesting one. It's interesting. Like, crime is something that happens everywhere. Like, even like, people blame illegal immigration, but you know, crime has always existed. Oh my god. Where's the freedom of speech in that? Yeah, but it depends what was said. So been arrested, has been handed a suspended sentence because he likened he likened these two reporters to two British serial killers who hunted down and killed women over 20 years. So likening two TV presenters to two serial killers, that is quite questionable. But some of these guys' other opinions were quite bizarre. Freedom of speech is one thing, but it depends what you say. If you say something generally like that generally is intended to cause harm, that's when it borderlines harassment. And there's a really fine line. It's a really fine line. So, like, this is a good example. When I was in school, this person was rude to me in the classroom. You know, people are entitled to go somewhere and not feel abuse. So, for example, when I was in school, a kid in my class kept calling me names all lesson, and the teacher said to me, "Look, what's he doing?" And I said, "Well, the other day, this guy in my class told me to go kill myself just because he could." And this teacher was shocked by that and reported it, and the guy confronted me and said, "What did you say?" So that's a similar thing. You have freedom of speech, but when it borderlines harassment, like, if you've said something to someone, do you have the right to go and have a go at them if they didn't like what you said? It is an interesting one. It's like, freedom of speech is an interesting one, where you're entitled to say your opinion, but there are times when people's opinions are really harsh. I think there's a fine line with what you should say and what you... I think there's a fine line between what you should say and what you can say. Oh my god, I just can't play this game. What was I thinking about? I was thinking of a good example there. And there's a line between what you can say and what you should say. Like, freedom of speech is an amazing thing, and we always need freedom of speech. But there are some things you shouldn't say. Like, ethically or morally. I didn't know you switched to FIFA. Well, I've always played FIFA. I've played FIFA for years. And I wanted to do a FIFA series called Forfeit FIFA, which we are going to have to do a forfeit, because one of our challenges for this season of winning the Carabao Cup, one of my challenges of this season was to win the Carabao Cup, but unfortunately we've lost our I didn't know. It's alright. One of our challenges, guys, was to win the Carabao Cup, which Everton have not won in reality. That's the only trophy in English football that Everton have never won, the Carabao Cup. Oh my god, this is a great game. We just can't play. Guys, next World Cup, who do you think? Who do you think's winning? I didn't press anything. I pressed that ball to cross it back in. I'm doing really, really well here. Come on. Let's get this game under wraps. We're losing 2-1. Next World Cup, guys. What's your predictions? I think the final... See you next stream. It's alright. But on the freedom of speech thing, Skatepunk, that's just popped into my head. It's like Jimmy Kimmel being cancelled because of something he said recently and having his show taken off air. Freedom of speech is an interesting one with that. Like, you can't take someone off air because you didn't like what they said. But there are some things that you can say and you shouldn't say. Oh my god. We just can't play. How many shots? I want to see an odd. I want to see a thing of shot. I want to see a shot. It's like most of the news channels now, guys, are privately owned, and they shouldn't be. We just can't score. It's half time. It's 2-1. It's half time. We lead 2-1. It's half time. It's 2-1. We just could not get a goal in that second half. My god. Oh, we should have got there. Oh my god. Yeah, what do you guys think? Next World Cup. This is going to be a challenging game. We need to... Messi or Ronaldo, everybody? Not immediately kicking me. But you've got to ask questions. That's how the world works. You ask questions. There's a joke in the film... Oh shit, we can't score. I enjoy dialogue. Yeah, there's a joke in the film Men in Black about that. About, what was it? You're the best of the best of the best of the best. I tend to think if you have dialogue with people all across the world, you have an interesting worldview. You realise that, the world works completely differently. Like, for example... Like when you said about a gun, for example. To the rest of the world, America's obsession with guns seems really bizarre. Where the rest of the world has gone to a point of they don't see the point of people having weapons anymore. Whereas, it's an interesting one. I was reading something the other night about the police. Norway have something called open prisons where criminals in Norway treat criminals quite respectfully, and if you reoffend in the United States, you're three times more likely to reoffend as a criminal in the US than Norway. And it's an interesting about how the world works in different parts of the world, what everyone does differently. Oh my god, we just can't get that goal. It's interesting. I think if you talk to all people all across the world, you see how every country does everything differently. I tend to think if you don't speak to people from other parts of the world, you tend to believe that your country is the best, and that every other country is the same. I tend to see that sometimes. I think bad people can't get them. That's why with the UK you have to. Oh my god, I can't play this game. Like, that's why with the UK, for example, if you want to go and get a gun license, you've mentally got to prove that you're mentally. So I quite like true crime documentaries, and I watched one the other day about this guy. He killed his daughter's ex-boyfriend, and he tried to claim it was his mental health, but they said if he had mental health problems, his gun license would have been revoked. Yeah, better perspective. Yeah, that's what I think America needs. That's why America's so divided, because the UK, as an example, the UK has so many different political parties, all with different views and opinions. America's got two parties. You're either a Democrat or you're a Republican. And the chances are, if you're a Republican, you're from an area where everyone else is a Republican. Whereas in the UK, you literally your next door neighbour could support the Liberal Democrats. The person up the road could support Labour. The person down the road could support Conservative. Oh, cleared off the line. We've still got a chance. We could still claw this. We can still claw this to 4-4. I think it's because there's more political parties. There's more openings. There's more political parties. Like, for example, a really bizarre one, Nigel Farage. In the UK, you tend to support policies from each one. You tend to support policies of each one. Like, each one has its own different thing, but on the certain points, they're all the same. It's an interesting one. Like all the news channels, America has your left wing and your right wing, whereas the UK, every news channel is more centralist. There is no bias. Well, there is slight bias at the moment with the BBC, which annoys me because okay, what's our best win was 9-0. Okay, what's our best win was 9-0. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like, let me think of a good example. Like Ross Perot, for example, because I know he did really well in '92. Imagine if he'd have won the US presidential election. America would be completely different, because a non-Republican and a non-Democrat. Everything would have changed in America. Somebody that is not from any party. It's the same as every 120 years or so, the UK always loses a political party. So they used to have the Liberals and the Conservatives. then the Liberals disappeared, and then Labour came in. As it looks at the moment that the Conservative Party might disappear after the next general election. It's an interesting one where basically every political party has its difference. I think America's problem is education, though. I think America's project is education. Like, a guy in my Discord server who's American, he was telling me the other day that America is the biggest country in the world for LGBT rights, and I said, well, he thought that the UK hated LGBT rights, like gay rights and things like that. But that is something that America is teaching, that America's technically teaching them, that America's the greatest country, which it is the most powerful nation, but they didn't invent everything. It's like the UK, for example. The UK was bigger on gay rights than America was. But that's the thing, though. Countries eventually reach their peak. So Great Britain reached its peak in 1913. In 1913, Great Britain thought that they mentioned it in Doctor Who, actually. Before 1913, Great Britain thought that they were the most powerful country on earth. There's propaganda here. Yeah. Before World War II, Great Britain believed that because of obviously the imperial century, 1814 to 1914, Great Britain had gone through a century where they had no natural competitor in Europe. So they went into World War I thinking that they were going to win the war by Christmas, exercising gay rights. Bloody hell, but that it sums up how the world's changing, like how, tones are changing. 400 years ago, if you wrote a science fiction book 400 years ago, people probably wouldn't have read it. Probably would have been banned. The world completely changed. Every 100 or so years, everything changes. In 100 years' time, we'll probably be laughing at this time, going, "Oh, the people from this time period were crazier than any of the others." It's an interesting one in the history. No, in 100 years' time, Great Britain could be the most powerful country on the earth, in the world again. You don't know. Some of our great countries might not exist in 100 years. Oh my God. It's an incredible one. 2-2 though. I love these football games where you don't know what's going to happen. I'm angry at myself. Why? It's that the world's changing, guys. The world changes every sort and create a false story. Yeah, but that's always true. The winner writes the history. So in 100 years' time, I'm not going to be alive in 100 years' time, guys, because I would be 122. I'd be 122. So I'm not going to be alive in 100 years' time. But in 100 years' time, somebody could write saying that I'm a terrible person. What, is it true? Well, nobody knows because I wasn't born. because I'm not alive anymore. Nobody was born when I was alive. Well, people were born when I was alive. So, for example, like Winston Churchill, people saying that Winston Churchill was a monster now. Were they alive when Winston Churchill was Prime Minister of the UK? No. It's the same as saying that... It's the same as... every politician in history does good stuff and bad stuff. Every person in history has done good stuff and bad stuff. I guarantee all of us have done bad stuff. So, I did some... So basically, when I was in school, I did something bad like that. I told another person in my class to fuck off because they were harassing me. I should have been given a detention for that, because I swore you couldn't. You got detentions for swearing, but I lied and said I never did it, and they believed me. So in a way, that was bad of me, because it was a lie. But every person does something bad. You can live through it in your life through films and novels. Yeah, you can survive. Yeah, you can survive, but that's the thing. Like when you see about these people with killers, sometimes they have no motivation. They just want to be remembered. What's the easiest way of being remembered? Doing something bad. The easiest way of being remembered is doing something bad. Like the guy that killed John Lennon. The guy that killed John Lennon killed him because he wanted to be famous. And the easiest way to get famous was killing John Lennon. Oh, we just equalised. Yeah. Yeah, as they said, your actions live on. Your actions live on. So, for example, the guy that killed John Lennon, that was his way. He wanted to be famous. That was his way of being famous. And if you look at every single person, it's not... Whether you ban weapons, you do this, you do that. At the end of the day, everyone the whole point of it. It's like for example, people going out and marrying dogs and cats now, and marrying trees. It's everything. Everyone wants to be famous. They want to be remembered. Nobody cares what they want to be remembered for. They just want to be remembered. And so, for example, the guy that killed John Lennon wanted to be famous. For example, I watched a documentary a few months ago about a guy. This guy killed his parents. This guy killed his mother and his sister. This guy killed his mother and his sister, and his brother and sister. And they found a bag of pellets. And they found it in his book that he wanted to be famous, so he wanted to be remembered as the biggest school shooter in the world. So this guy planned to go and kill someone. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth will always be remembered. She is probably the best world leader the world could have had. Like, America would love a Queen Elizabeth, probably. A politician. She was a politician. She wasn't a politician. Well, she was the Queen. Elizabeth II, in her whole life, in her whole time as Queen, was never embroiled in any controversy. She never stepped a foot out of line across 70 years. She was a true and utter monarch. She'll always be remembered because at the time of her death, she was the most admired person on the planet. In fact, I think she was the most powerfulest person on the planet. She was the most powerful person in the world. But she never used any of the power she could have done. By her power, she could have... By the Queen Elizabeth II's power, we just done it again. By Queen Elizabeth's power, she could have sacked the Prime Minister. Yeah, that people will still remember her. If anything, she should be called Queen Elizabeth II, or she should be called Queen Elizabeth the Great. 70 years on the throne. if anything, she should be called the longest monarch. She is the world's longest monarch, because the king that was on the throne for 72 years didn't rule for 9 of them because he was an infant. But to be on a throne of a kingdom for... Oh, I thought we'd done it then. To be on the throne of a country for near 70 years and then not step a foot out of line. In fact, she had so much power. Like, you know, she could have overruled. She could have overthrew the British government. What she could have done is incredible. Because of the power she had, because of the power Queen Elizabeth II had, she could have sacked the Prime Minister, dissolved the government, and been a tyrant. She had the power to do that. She had the power to sack the Prime Minister. She has the power to do anything like that. But yet, she never used any of that power. I think she had the power to seize any bit of land as well. She could turn around and seize, like, all swans. Like, it's illegal to kill a swan in the UK because the royal, to stop the killing of swans in the UK. How unique to be a queen so young and serve for over 70 years. Well, she was never expected to serve for 70 years. It just happened to be that her father died of... it is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing to think about. She considered abdicating in 2000. She considered abdicating in 2002 when she'd been on the throne for 50 years. And then she changed her mind. She changed her mind last minute and decided to continue for the rest of her life. And then did the same thing. Charles did the same thing when he got when Charles was coronated in 2023. When he turned up to the coronation, he said, "I come not to be served, but to serve." It's interesting. In fact, the UK monarchy actually costs more. I think Obama cost the US taxpayer more than Queen Elizabeth. The royal family, I think in 2016, Obama cost the US taxpayer $4 billion on, like, foreign tours, defense, security and all things like that, and all the other little bits. Queen Elizabeth cost the taxpayer 30 million, and you got to think. I'd argue a monarch is probably more powerful than a president, but that's ridiculous though for one man. 4 billion, like 4 billion. But she was never meant to be queen though, guys. Queen Elizabeth II was never meant to be queen. Queen Elizabeth II is only queen because her uncle abdicated the throne. She was only queen, but she was never meant to be on the throne for as long as she was. It's only that her father died really young. King George VI died of cancer when he was 56. We're doing really well. A clean track record. And no one ever knew what her relationship was with the prime ministers. All the prime ministers, I think she met every US president as well, bar LBJ. She met every US president bar Lyndon B. Johnson. Apparently, he was offered score from the halfway line on our sub. I can't score from the halfway line. That's quite hard to do in the new ones. Yeah, they were also going to score then. Well, yeah, in fact, Queen Elizabeth II, the only US president she didn't meet was LBJ, and apparently he was offered the chance to come stay at Balmoral and do pigeon shooting with the Queen, and he turned it down because he didn't want to stay at some creepy old castle. But when you look at Balmoral wasn't really a Balmoral Castle wasn't really a castle. It was more of a stately house. It was more of a house. And the only reason Queen Elizabeth loved Balmoral, the only reason Queen Elizabeth II loved Balmoral, was because there was nothing around it for miles, so she could go out horse riding. Queen Elizabeth, into her 90s, still went out riding on her horse at Balmoral. There's a case of a piper. She had someone, because she wanted to maintain the Scottish and Welsh parts of the English monarchy, of the British monarchy. She had someone that was employed to be her piper that would play bagpipes to her while she was in Scotland. And one day the piper's going off on a walk and he crosses the Queen. And she says good morning to him, hello, and they talk. So the piper decides to change his walk to the position he was walking, because he doesn't want to distract. He doesn't want to ruin the Queen's walk. However, 20 minutes later, he walked into the Queen again, because the Queen had decided to change her route so she didn't interrupt his walk. So they said the two of them walked into each other because the Queen was just as considerate as everyone else. Had a sense of humour too. Have you guys ever seen the London Olympics of 2012? Have you guys ever seen the London Olympics of 2012, guys? Like, please, it's the greatest Olympic ceremony ever. It just tells you the first 20 minutes tells you the history of Great Britain, how it went from, rural to great big cities to, the Industrial Revolution. It's the I should do a reaction video to it. It's the greatest. I think it's the greatest opening ceremony ever. It was done by the guy that directed 12 Years a not 12 Years a Slave. 127 Hours Between a Rock and a Hard Place. I was looking at pictures of the Queen with JFK then. That's alright. Yeah, she had a sense of humour. Have you ever seen the London Olympics of 2012, the opening ceremony? The London Olympics of 2012. The opening ceremony. It's an amazing opening ceremony. But Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II, her sense of humour in that she was 86 years old at the time, and they wanted she got some jokes. I forgot his name now. Yeah, Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle wanted just some images, just to get some interior shots from Buckingham Palace. So he went and asked, and then suddenly they get a message back. Oh, Queen Elizabeth II approved. She says, who's being the Queen? She said who's playing the Queen? And they get emails back on no one at the moment, and so the Buckingham Palace emails back going, what, Queen Elizabeth II would love to play herself and thinks it would be quite a fun idea. So no one knew about it. She didn't tell. Queen Elizabeth II never told none of her family about it. So when the Olympic plays, oh, Buckingham Palace, who's playing the Queen? Wait, the Queen's playing herself? Good evening, Mr. Bond. And she's with Daniel Craig, who played James Bond. Good evening, Mr. Bond. And then it looks like she's jumped out of a helicopter at the end. And one of the King of Tonga asked, the King of Tonga told Boris Johnson, because Boris Johnson was the mayor of London at the time. The King of Tonga or whatever it was. Here, let me just find it a second, guys. I want to get it right. Well, one of the African leaders asked, said to Boris Johnson, "That's very brave of an 86-year-old woman to go jump a helicopter." I think it was the King of Tonga or something like that. Boris Johnson, who was London Mayor at the time, said, "I had the great pleasure of telling Her Majesty the Queen that the King of Tonga generally believed that she jumped out of a helicopter in front of a stadium full of 80,000 people." And the Queen said to Boris Johnson, "The correct answer is I did." Just she didn't, but the history of the British people. Well, Britain and America are basically the same history. The American history is basically British. Well, American history isn't British history, but American history spends from British history. So the people of the United States basically descend from the Romans, just like the British people do. Can I tell you something I'm very curious about? Of course. Honestly, we're very good at scoring. In this save, we're very good at scoring. But I'm a little worried about how many goals we're conceding. What would have been like in the UK? It's an interesting one where early 2000s was basically like the US. Early 2000s was basically the US. Like, 9/11 didn't just affect America; it affected everyone. Like the UK changed a lot of stuff. The UK, as a person that was born in 2002, it was the same now. It was just the same now. The world's the same. Like everyone says about illegal immigration, but illegal immigration happened back then. It was just at a much lower frequency. The only difference is now is that I think the only difference between now and 20 years ago is that attitudes has changed. Things you could say 20 years ago you can't say now. I think that's the only thing that's changed. The only thing that's changed is that growing up in the early 2000s, like TVs, the only thing that happened is what your living room looked like changed. Because obviously when I was younger, flat screen TVs had only just come out. So I very bespokely remember watching Doctor Who on a massive curved TV. On a massive, normal, old, big box TV. Like, those are the things I remember. Obviously, big snowstorms I remember as well. But yeah, it's... Growing up in the UK would have been like growing up in America. I'd actually argue America was stronger with the UK then than now. The only difference is the world has changed. I think the only difference. I grew up with the fat CRTV televisions. Well, yeah, that's what everyone grew up with. Like, flat screen TVs were very expensive back in the day, and now they're basically common sense. Flat screens became big. Well, yeah, it's the same with phones. Phones used to be really big. They got really small. Now they got really big. Like I found an old phone that I had when I was a kid a couple of days ago when I was like 13. So I had it like 10 years ago. And literally, it's the size of... Literally, from the top to the bottom of the phone, it's literally my fingers. And now, my new... Where is it? Where's my phone, actually? Where is it? I don't know where my phone is, but... phones were really small, guys, and they got really big again. I just wish I could find it right now. I wish I could find my phone right now for like a visual comparison. Sometimes visual comparisons are really useful. But yeah, like my phone now is literally the size of my hand. Oh, I found it. Whereas I've got my old phone. It's literally the size of my finger. It's literally from probably the top of my finger to the bottom. Yeah, my phone, guys, is literally from the it. If I put it on the bottom of my hand, if I put it on the bottom of my hand, 3 fingers stick out of the top. That's it. But yeah, things have changed. But the thing is, though, with your child, when you're growing up, you always want to go back to your childhoods. So you want to go back to the early 2000s, technically. The people who are running our governments loved it when they were kids in the 1970s, 60s. For example, the current Russian president called the day the Soviet Union collapsed the worst day of his life. We always want to go back to what we loved as childhood, so people want the world to change. It's interesting. So it's a very interesting point of view, guys. So the whole world, I would love the world to go back to what it was when I was younger, when the prices were lower. When Christmas money, when Christmas time actually felt like Christmas time. But nowadays, people can't afford Christmas presents. It's not that the world has gone less Christmassy. It's because of all the prices now. People can't afford stuff. Like, the prices have gone up, but the wages haven't gone up to meet it. Why are things more expensive now? Right, okay. Garner, I can max him up here then. Good. Might be worth now. Oh, we can make him, he'll be 78 rated in 35 weeks. It's the same as everything like that. Everyone wants to go back to what it was like when they were born. Like, even in football, my dad for football like it was 30 years ago, when the referees just had more control and we don't have someone on a monitor saying, oh no, change that, go back. Everyone wants to go back to what they... Yeah, so for example, when I was a kid, I used to buy chocolates. We have chocolates in the UK called Freddos. They're literally like the size of your thumb. Well, they're probably the size of my thumb, everybody, because I don't know how tall everyone is here. Some people have... everyone's body hand size is absolutely off the chart. But if you get what I mean, guys, like things absolutely change all the time. So, when I was a kid, these chocolate bars Freddos used to cost 10p. Now they're like £1. Like, for example, the biscuits I buy are like 30p, or like 50p. 10 years ago, there was more. 10 years ago, they were cheaper and there was more in the pack. Yeah, do you guys get what I mean? It's basically, the prices go up, but the wages don't go up. So it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault that inflation's so high. And half the time every government causes it. So for example, there was an oil crisis 30 or so years ago. There was an oil crisis, and it came from the US. It came from the US, had produced too much oil. It came from the US had produced too much oil, so they shut down the oil refineries, and they caused a bloody oil crisis, which the prices went up. If the price of fuel goes up, then everything goes up after it. It's like if you tax a business. It's like if you tax a business, what's the businessman gonna do? Oh, I'll just up the prices then. So who's fronting those taxes? The consumer. Do you guys get what I mean? It's basically every single thing has a counterbalance. So even if you think you're clever taxing the businesses for the lowest incomes, what's going to hurt them more? You taxing them and they up in the prices. So take all the taxes off the big businesses. I don't work in the economy, guys, but there's things that make sense. It's like the banks. Oh my god. I didn't expect us to do that straight away. I found out the other day, people under 100,000. But then a lot of people, there are a lot of people under 100,000. There's a lot of people under £100,000, £100,000 though. Like £100,000, even £80,000 a year is seen as a high income. Like the lowest earners in the UK are on like 12 grand a year. Look, the lowest earners in the UK are on like 12 grand. So that's like £1,000 a year, a month. You know, it's the thing is though, when they talk about poverty, the people that struggle with poverty the most tend to be the people that don't get their priorities in order. So I watched a documentary a few years ago. This woman was on benefits. So basically benefits is where the UK government pay you however so much because you don't have a job. It's basically, but you have people that weaponize that and just don't get a job because they know that they can get money from it. But then and it's an interesting one. It's not as nice as it used to be. No, but £80,000 a year. £80,000 a year would be nice. I'm going to a house tonight. Cool. House for the night. Cool. But yeah, £80,000 a year. Like I'd take it. Like £80,000 a year. Like with my degree, I would get a lot. With my degree would only get me so long. Why is everyone playing FIFA 26 today? I'm doing it because I started a FIFA series that I wanted to do. This is Forfeit Fifa. So basically, I'm doing a series. Yeah, but the one thing I do agree with him on, I don't like Donald Trump as a British person. I find him quite disrespectful to other world leaders and other countries. But one thing I will agree, admit to you, he is a good businessman. He runs America like a business. If you're an American, the American economy will do well under him. But I think on the foreign policy side, I think he isn't very good. But that's, I think he would never be British Prime Minister because British people tend to listen to what you say 100%, and they sort of hold you to account on it. Because especially I can't play this game. So if someone is able to work with freezers, they will not get government assistance. That's what I've always said that they should do with benefits. I knew someone like that. That just wouldn't work. I personally want the UK to do that, but they would never do it. I read a report the other day. One of the political parties wants to cut back. Oh my god! What a goal! One of the political parties in the UK want to cut 68,000 civil servant jobs because they've got a really high pension. Yeah, well, there's people that do need it though. So I read something recently. There was a like the problem is people that have money tend to use it for stuff they don't need. Like thank you. I didn't expect that to go in. We scored a good one against Liverpool earlier on in the save. Earlier on in the save. I'm actually playing this on world class difficulty, so the fact that we're doing quite well, I'm actually really pleased with. Earlier on today, we beat Liverpool, so we don't have to do that forfeit. But then we lost the Carabao Cup match, so we have to do a forfeit. But we'll have to decide what those forfeits are at the end of the save. But this is going to be Forfeit FIFA, and the forfeits will be decided by people in the stream. But it'll be something in game. Like I'm not going to be silly and the forfeit is I got to jump off a cliff or something like that. Like or the forfeit is I slap myself. Like I'm not doing that, guys, because that's just silly. And anyone that does do that is clearly mental. But yeah, it'll be something that the forfeits on here will be something to do. The forfeits on here, guys, will be something along the lines of I've got Discord notifications. Oh, I've got to. Oh, they're bringing. I'm just going to respond to Deceptor's comment. The YouTube channel, the British YouTube channel TGF Bro, I saw a video yesterday that they basically for the last couple of years they haven't been able to do anything because they almost went to prison. They almost went to prison for a video where they did something. They did a 24-hour stream. That's what Decepted wants me to do. Decepted wants me to do a 24-hour stream. Yeah, what was I saying? Like government assistance should be for people who need it. Like, but as well, like with poverty, for example, people who generally are in poverty and who are struggling to make ends meet, they deserve help. They deserve help because they need it. Oh my god. Because they generally can't afford it. Like, as an example though as well, guys, that I come from a background, guys, that my parents had to sell stuff because they were struggling. So for example, when I was younger, my mum sold her car because when I was younger, my mum sold her car and sold like old cut of family stuff to get rid of. Like she used to have a huge cabinet that went across the whole wall. So yeah, Joe, you vegetable, you're a vegetable. But yeah, so people who are in like ridiculous poverty, they should get help. There are some people that do obviously do it. There's some people that have it optional. Oh, Decepted, I got a good story for you. Should I say it on stream? Do you guys want to know a really funny story, real funny, bizarre story? I got a really good story for you, Decepted. I know you're going to piss yourself. I think everyone here is going to piss yourself. So, does everyone want to know this really story? It's going to make everyone piss themselves. Spammer, yes. I've got a really funny story, Scott. So, you know the big white wardrobe. You know the big white wardrobe, the that I've got, the hard out one. So then, yeah, I did. Do you know the big old wardrobe? It's a bit of a delay on the stream. You know the wardrobe, the big white hardwood one. I've I pulled one of the cupboards out this morning when the drawers out on the bottom, and I didn't realise. Yeah, so you know it. Yeah, I realised that I hadn't pulled the drawer out since I got it, and I found a plastic bag in the back with a used pregnancy box. I'm like, how long has that been there for? Well, I don't think it might not have been used, but there was a pregnancy box in a plastic bag and hiding underneath in the behind the wardrobe box thing. It must have been in there since I bought the wardrobe. It must have been in there 5 years and I never noticed it. I've always opened the drawer up, put the clothes in, but I had never taken the drawer out. And I found a bloody... Did my mum use it? No. I bought it. We bought it from my cousin, so it might have been my cousin might have left it in there. But obviously when she's cleared it out to sell it, not realising there's a fucking pregnancy box in there. Is there an expiry date on it? I don't know, we tossed it. I don't know. I don't know, we tossed it. I don't know, we tossed it, but yeah, we found a fucking pregnancy box in the back of the wardrobe. Oh, that's hilarious. I was pissing myself. No, but no, Decepted, no. But I told my dad when he come home, and he said, "Oh, I didn't know you were up the duff." I'm like, oh, we lost that game 5-3, but oh my god, yeah. But what a thing to find in the bloody wardrobe. Yeah, I literally pulled the bottom wardrobe cupboard out, and I found a plastic bag at the back. I was running a brothel. Jesus Christ, Decepted. I don't think so. Well, it was a wardrobe, so it didn't go to Narnia. It went to the shag then, did it? Just... Oh no, honestly, I pissed myself finding that. Console McNeil? No, I'm not going to console him. He was shit. The problem with this, we're playing on a really hard setting. We're playing at world class settings, so we're scoring a lot of goals. I've already got. Yeah, but I found it. I found it in the I found that in the box. So I found a plastic bag and I was like, "What the fuck's this?" Pulled the box out, and it had never been used apparently because my mum opened it up, but it had never been used. But yeah, so guys, generally check your wardrobe. Check your wardrobes when you buy them, because you might find some shit in there that you don't know about. Oh, I can change his roll now. His roll is starting to jump now, 75 to 89. It's gone up. Well, it was 72 to 92, but it's gone up now. They think he's going to be 75. He'll be 47 in 6 weeks. Okay. But yeah, all the things I've seen today, I did not. So this is our last. We haven't started very well, but then this is early days. We've lost our last. We beat Liverpool 3-2. We lost to West Ham 4-2. We lost to Wolves 6-5 in the cup. We lost. We drew. We lost. So we're on a little run at the moment where we're on a little bit of a winless run in the league. I hope it's okay. I'm going to late down with the stream up until the. I'm going to late down with. Sorry, thank you so much again. So yeah, guys, if you buy a wardrobe from someone, check the back. take the drawers out. I'd never taken the drawer out and I found a pregnancy box at the back. Is that why I'm fat decepted? Just... oh. Oh, it's amazing. It's just funny. Imagine that in a... Imagine that. It's just... It's honestly... It's... It's absolutely crazy. I'll be back in a minute. I just want to go to the toilet. Right, let's play a good game of footing ball. Oh, I think I might have just tackled him and injured him, but who cares? That would have been a good shot as well. Joe, I hope it's okay, but I'm going to lay down with the stream up until the end. It's alright. I don't get that one, personally. I don't get that one when people say, is it okay for me to do this? I'm like, but you're your own person. There's a lot of goals here. We've scored a lot of goals, but we haven't won in 4 games. We need to... Oh my god, that's a beauty of a header. That is a beauty of a header. Look at him turning here, guys. Look at him turn here. That's a beauty of a header. Look at him there. It's come off the back of his head. I'm back. Sorry guys, I just had to do thing a second. Deceptive needs to take a pregnancy test. Confirmed. He's probably got about 8 kids by now, actually. I'm joking. We're playing really good football, but we just... Oh, hold on. Oh! Just not quite good enough. That O'Brien header, though. That O'Brien header was a beauty. To eliminate and die. Good save. Hey. That went out of play. That was a corner for... That should have been a corner to us. We've had too many chances. We've had too many chances, but not a lot of goals. So we need to... We score a lot of goals, but we concede a lot of goals too. Dewsbury Hall gets it to McNeil, to Barry. Barry goes downfield. Oh my God. Barry's had 5 shots in this game. I didn't shoot then. I didn't shoot. I shot and it went out for a cross. I think a draw here might be. I think a draw here might be what we're gonna get. Unless something crazy happens, no. I was trying to turn around and cross it back in, but the player was around me. So I think we'll get a chance. I think we'll get one more chance. We've been much better than... Oh! Corner last minute winner would be amazing, guys. Like... He was offside anyway. 1-1. We got a point. Like, we were always going to struggle this season. This season we were always going to struggle. Post-match interview. A very, very shit game. Who can't score. A striker that can't score, it's not very good. But then, I'm not going to knock him for that. I'm not going to knock him for it because he's done really well in every other game. I'm not gonna knock him for that one, guys, because he's done well in every other game. Hello, Hannah Green. Welcome to the stream. Let's just change that video from earlier on's visibility. Console Michelin. Come on. There we go. Welcome to the stream. Right, let's quickly do this then. Let's see what our next game is. I don't know what Everton's next game is. Might be. Is it Fulham? Yes, it is. Everton actually won that game 2-0, but they should have won it. They could have won it 5. Guys, this is our manager, by the way, guys. After the latest match, biggest dickus has been. After the last match, Everton's biggest dickus has again voiced his thoughts on modern refereeing, Vitaly Mykolenko, and team discipline. There he is. Biggest dickus. That's his name. Cancel. I don't want to end the save. I want to play one more game. I want to play one more game. Four unread messages. Right, something up. Hello, Bite Rush. Welcome to the stream. Right. How many? No. Where are we in the league right now? We're not doing too well. We're 12th. 3 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. 32 scored, 21 conceded. Manchester United are below us though. 1 win, 6 draws, 3 losses. Wolves are actually doing really good in reality. In reality, Wolves aren't very good. Wolves have not won any of their last 16 games. If Wolves lose their next game, they will be tied with Wolves. They will be tied with Sheffield United as the worst. As it would be tied with Sheffield United as the worst start to a Premier League game in history. Let's change this lineup. Let's change this lineup back to what it should be, because I had to change it when we had some injuries. No. I want to do a 4. No, I want to do a 4-5-1 attack. Will that work? Depends which striker we want to go with now. So, hold on a minute. Edit. I want to do this. I want us to be counter. How's your day been? My day's been really good. How's yours been, Bite Rush? So, squad. I don't want... Right. Who do we want here? We're going to take Beto out. And who are we going to bring on? I think we will give Seamus Coleman a start. Because Seamus Coleman is a good player and he's been at Everton for a long time. I'd love to get him a goal. I'd love to get him a goal in one of these games. Just because he's been at Everton for so long. But how old was everyone in 2009? Everyone here, how old were all of you guys in 2009? My day's been good. That's good to hear. That's how long Seamus Coleman's been playing for Everton, guys. That's why I brought him into the squad here. Seamus Coleman's been playing for Everton since 2009. Let's jump in, actually. Yeah, Seamus Coleman, guys, has been playing for Everton since 2009. He's been playing for Everton. Next month, it will be 17 years since they signed him. If in doubt, kick it out. There's Coleman himself. Literally 2009, guys. Nearly over 400 games. Corner. Right, so we're going to put the cross in and hopefully we can get it on someone's head. I hate I hate headers on this game now. I can't believe it. I can't believe we got O'Brien that goal though in the last one. Like it just hit the back of his head. Do I have any plans for Christmas? I have some content ideas. I have got to do another 10 Minecraft videos because I always do 25 videos in 25 days. I've actually shot all of Lego Batman the video game. I just need to edit it. There should be one out tomorrow because I want one for Tuesday. And then I might film some more Lego content. Just because I'm going to give you guys something. I'm going to give you guys something to watch over Christmas. I think at the end of this month. Yeah, I knew he was offside then. I think at the end of this month, I think it'll come out that I've done like 50 videos. I've done over 50 videos or something like that. Like, actually, we can check. Let me just pause the game. I just got to go to Google. I can check via this quick button here. I've got a button here that can check. We've lost it. It's not there. I think I got to go onto my channel page actually to see this. We're almost. I don't think we're gonna hit 8,000 subscribers by my birthday anymore, guys. I don't think we're gonna do that, but I'm not really bothered. I'm also not really bothered. It's not there anymore. There was a button called achievements and it's disappeared. No. Daily ideas, competitors. No. That's the one I want. Sorry, I found the button. I want. It should tell me. Uploads. Just waiting for this one to load. I think I've done. It's not loading. It's not loading. But I think I've done like 40 or something this month. You know, I've done streams. I've done a couple of Lego Batman bits. 10 days till Christmas. In 16 days. I want to see if we can get another 20,000 views this year. literally, if I get another 20,000 views this year, I hit 400,000. I hit 400,000 views for this year. I want to see if we can do that. We're predicted to hit 8K now on the 12th of January. So we're predicted to do that in about 4 weeks' time. We're just about. I think the push from 7,000 to 7,500 was a bit. I think the push for 7,500 was a bit too slow, but I think 7,000 to 7,500 was quite slow. Look at this header, guys. Oh no, that was the last game, not this one. I'm hoping that we can get him another goal, because we're not playing very well. In this game, we're not playing very well, so... I think we're giving him too much work. We're giving Barry too much work. Like with that formation that we were playing, we were giving him a lot more. We give him a lot more movement. We have players around him. Now our more creative players are having to just sit back and defend a bit more. So. And we've done it. We've clawed it back 2-1. I didn't see who scored that, but geez, we're all good. Shut down. No, I don't want to shut that mini TV down. Where's the remote gone? Oh, put it underneath it. No. There we go. I think we can do that. I think we can claw this one back against Fulham. That was not what I made the wrong pass then. I think I made the wrong pass then. I probably should have shot. Yeah, I think that's it then. They're playing really well. Like we're playing awful. Oh. We definitely need to sign some players in January on this save, because this. At least we're scoring, but we are free scoring. Like we are. At least we're scoring, but we are free scoring. Like we are. We've got lots of goals have come from. I can't defend. I just can't get the ball back. In this game, like all of our passing has been awful. In this game, our passing has been absolutely awful. So. We fully deserve, even though we were flying in the league, we fully deserve to lose this match. I held onto the ball too long. Like we fully deserve to lose this match. Fulham have ripped us apart, figuratively. Yeah, in this game, they could get another. Like, yeah, Fulham have absolutely ripped us apart in this match. Like, I think he's got a hat trick as well. Fulham ripped us apart in that game. Absolutely ripped us apart. Post-match interview. I don't know what I can say here. I don't know what I can say here other than we were... I don't know what we can say here other than we were absolutely goddamn awful. How do you how do you get a sub count? How do I get a sub count? Hello, Ollie's Gaming Videos. I think welcome to the stream. What do you mean? How do I get a sub count? Are you talking about how do I get it on the screen? On a live? I'm using OBS, so it's basically... I'm using OBS, so it's a... Good, so... Has it crashed? No? So we... Right, thank you. More question. No more questions. More time for... stuff. 185 of you have watched this stream. Roll update for Ghana. He's going to be 78 sooner or later. I'm hoping that we can get him to 78 because he's a very good player for us. We've got to play Manchester United, who are actually 17th. So at the moment we've won 3, drew 3, lost 5. I would put, because of how bad Manchester United are doing, I would actually put it on us to get a result here. I'm gonna I change this lineup, guys. We'll send this match to the start. Let's see what happens, eh? So, Onana, Dello, Martinez, Yoro, Delit, Dorgu, Fernandes, Casemiro, Mbeumo, Sesko, Sancho, Pickford, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Dye, Dewsbury Hall, Garner, Grealish, McNeil, Barry, Pinto. Right, so let's see how we play. If we do shit, I'm going in. But I don't know how we're going to do. So, we're starting... Right, we're going in. Bearing in mind, Man United had not... We can see too many goals. Like, that's the one thing, though, guys. That's something that we do a lot in this game. He took it out of play. That's good. Now, let's lift. No, don't want to do that. That's not very good then. That's surprising. Onana actually caught a ball. Oh, I loved what's his name, Mark Goldbridge. I loved his clip about Onana. Dig up my dead dog and stick it in goal. Because trust me, it moves quicker. I'm talking about Onana. I loved his clip on that. I found it really funny. All right, that's Brian gets it upfield to Dwight McNeil, who feeds it straight into Barry. And Barry, it's saved. Jesus. Why is Barry in defence? In fact, Barry's freaking quick. Fetch him, Barry. Come on. We've got there. Man United aren't very good here, but we're there for the taking. We just need to. Jack Grealish, who's on loan from Manchester City, cuts in and who scored? Was it Dewsbury Hall again? It was. 5 goals, 12 games. The Grealish shot is saved, and Dewsbury Hall is alert in the penalty area. Good. He's alert in the box. So 1-0. Oh my God, guys! He scored on the 29th minute in this game. In reality, and he scored on the 29th minute. Ah. Great block from Grealish. We aren't playing too bad, but we don't look like a team though. I don't think we look like a team that's absolutely shattered on confidence. I don't think we've got a clean sheet, or I don't think we've got a clean sheet on season since that Villa game. But I'd rather win. I'd rather win or draw. I'd rather win or draw at least. Right, come on. Let's get this. Let's get this under wraps. Right, perfect. We're doing well. It's half time. It'd be nice if we could get a late winner. We could get a late winner. We started terribly, but we've worked our way, we've bollocksed our way back into it with grit and determination. Oh, we did. Beto does it. Beto, 11 goals, 13 games. Jack Grealish, how many goals is he? How many games is he? He must have He must have at least 3 goals, 8 assists by now. Right, so we're beating Manchester United, which that will do these players the world of confidence. That'll do us the world of good. We need to get up that table and get away from the relegation zone. This game, in reality, this game actually put Everton to 21 points. If we can get another goal, it will be safe. I think this will be safe if we can get another goal. It's 2-2. Yeah, Pickford saved it, but put it back into the danger area. Oh, no! My screen's saying we've been streaming for 43 minutes. I could have swore it was longer than that. That ain't a free kick. He dived. Even a point, I'd settle for a... I'd settle for a point now. Especially we were doing so well in the last game. Up until in one of the last games we were doing so well against Sunderland. Just okay. That's not what I expected. Hell of a cross, whoever did that. So we needed one of our strikers to get 20 goals to avoid the punishment. Let's bring on some changes. Let's take and die off. Let's bring McNeil there because he can play that position. Let's actually take... Let's bring Garner, or should we take Garner off or Dewsbury Hall? Let's take Garner off. And then we'll think about these substitutions, some of these other substitutions. So, we're bringing on Harrison Armstrong for his first Premier League starts of the season, because I think he's due a start. Oh. Good save. Now, we're doing really well. We just need to... But I'm just really... The only thing I'm worried about here is the fact that defensively... Yeah. Defensively, we're terrible. We're terrible on the counter. So Brian and Bomo scoring was a bummer then, despite the fact that we were... Brian and Bomo doing that then, that was against the run of play. You know, we were attacking. Now it's clawed back to 3-3, but we need to... I don't want this to be another game like the Man City game, where we were, like the Tottenham game, sorry, the Man City and Tottenham games where we were doing so well and we conceded late. Now, it would be nice. Straight to Dwight McNeil. Nope. The corner, a late corner would be... That's not a pen. He didn't touch him. Ah! That's not a pen. He didn't touch. He got the ball. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. We've lost. That's it. No! We're on a horrible run now of 3 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses. Man United, though. winning from the last minute with a in a game against Chelsea and Arsenal. But I just at the moment we need to win 2 of these 3 of the next 3 games. Ideally we need to win all 3 just because of how 2-0 we need to win the next out of the next 2. Then we need to win at least 2 of them. We need to beat Bournemouth. That would be amazing if we could. Yes, we did. Right, we beat Bournemouth. Now Nottingham Forest, we need to beat Forest. Now we will have 18 points. No, we lost. We got 15 points from the first. We got 15 points from the first 15. It's a bummer because we've scored in every single one by that Newcastle game. Yeah, our season at the moment: 4 wins, 3 draws, 8 losses. That's not good form. In fact, we'll go through the next couple of games, guys. We'll go through the next couple of games. We will go through the next 2 games. Right, let's just see how we do. I didn't see that score for the I didn't see the score. A win here would be lovely. I just don't see us winning. Yeah. But we beat Chelsea. That's good. So 14th, 18 points. How many points has everyone else got then? Hold on. (3-1). Right, we've beat them 3-1, so we got 21 points. And then a win against Nottingham Forest away, which we did. We got revenge for defeating them, so we got 24 points now. So there we go. So a win now, and now a win would be a lot better. My career: 7 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses. We're not doing too bad. We had a bit of a momentum collapse, but it's going really, really well. So we at the moment we have 24 points. We have the same amount of points that Everton have in reality, but Everton had that 4 games earlier. But 7 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses. So Burnley, 1 win, 2 draws, 16 losses. We are 7 points off the relegation zone. So going in straight into January, we are going to need to win. I think we're going to need to win our first few games. But I'm gonna Barry, I'm gonna change now. I'm going to change that to advance forward. Beto. Confirm. I'm going to change him to be a different type of forward. Alcaraz, he's now 77 overall. Almost 77. I'm going to now change him to be sort of an advanced playmaker. Give him and die. And die is 34 weeks. Is not that far off being 81. You know, might as well keep him like that. McNeil, might as well keep him like that, I think. Where is our goals coming from, actually? I want to see where these goals are coming from. I just want to have a quick look. Okay. Barry has 16 goals, 6 assists. Beto has 14 goals, 7 assists. Dewsbury Hall has 7 goals, 5 assists. Ndai has 4 goals, 7 assists. Grealish has 4 goals, 6 assists. O'Brien has 3 goals. Alcaraz has 2 goals. McNeil has 2 goals, 4 assists. Branthwaite has 1 assist. How are these guys doing? Reece Neal, he is still 59 overall. Patterson's gone up 1. He's played 4 times in the Prem. He's got a 1 clean sheet in the FA Cup. And the Carabao Cup, sorry. The FA Cup hasn't started yet. What am I on about? Here we go. So, I really don't know, guys. I think we might end it here. But thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Then in the next episode, which I don't know when it will be, probably next week, or maybe later this week, of Forfeit FIFA, we will continue. Please comment on the stream or in the video. What players do you think we should go for? Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next one.